Alright folks, I want to spend a few minutes tonight talking a little bit about this LD02 from Fenix. It is a 100 lumen flashlight, and that's on its higher max setting. But before we get started, I just want to make sure that I have something cool to sip on to keep me hydrated. So let's go ahead and take a sip of this. Alright, let's get into this flashlight. So anyhow, like I said, it's a Fenix. It's the LD2. This is the upgraded model from the LD1, which I happen to have, so we're going to get to compare them. It has a broad beam lens, and I'm going to assume that means it has a lot of throw. 3 brightness levels, high, medium, or low. A tail cap switch, which I was very excited about, and that's the reason why I picked this flashlight up. And it's powered by one AAA battery. Now, AAA batteries are not my favorite batteries. You can get some pretty good high-performing AAA batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries, that do a pretty good job. But I'm not really a big fan of these. I prefer the lithium ions because they can generate more brightness. But what I like about the AAA battery flashlights is they're small. And if you watch any of my other videos on EDC, I don't really like carrying around a bunch of crap or a bunch of junk, and so anything that has a small, lightweight form factor is good in my book, and I appreciate that. Taking a look at the back of the box, and you guys will probably never be able to read this, but it has a couple of different run times and a couple of different outputs here. And so high 100 lumens, medium 25, low is 8, which is kind of like a Firefly. If you're using a nickel metal hydride battery, you get high for 45 minutes, alkaline 30. The middle you get for 4 hours 15 minutes, regardless of the battery type. And then on low you get 14.5 with a nickel metal hydride, and then 15 with an alkaline. So it's a little bit of a turn of events there. It says it's got a 45 meter distance. I don't really know if that's true or not. It's got a 505 seat, what is that? They call that a CD. It's really flighty. It doesn't have very good throw. Impact resistant to 1 meter, and then it's IP6 rated underwater for 2 meters. I picked this up off of Amazon Prime, and I think it was about $25, which isn't too bad for a flashlight like this. So let me come right back and we'll take a look at the flashlight. Alright, so here's the LD2. If you take a look at it, there's a couple of things here. It has a pocket clip, which I like in a flashlight. I'd like to be able to hold this to the top of my pocket, easy to access, easy to get out, and it's not jingling around in my pants with a bunch of other things. And it has a tail cap, and so I'm not sure how well some of this is going to show up on here. Actually, let me just fire up another flashlight and see if you can see. There's a lanyard hole right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. And there's one on the other side. But the problem is, let me turn this other light off. You can't put anything through there without impacting the tail switch. And typically, I'm a big fan of tail switches. I like the tail switch. I want to think it's the greatest thing in the world. This tail switch doesn't allow you to do a tail cap stand, and I don't think that is a huge deal breaker for me. I do like a candling flashlight that you can do that with. And with these AAA flashlights, it seems to be a big value proposition. So why it's not necessary for maybe a larger tactical flashlight like this O-Light. You can't do a tail stand here, and that's okay. I don't think I expected to, but for some of these smaller, lower lumen flashlights, I kind of do. So I was a little disappointed in the LD2 because it doesn't have that capability. And then the second thing, it'd be nice if the pocket clip was black, if it was coated, but it's really flimsy. I'm not sure how good the retention is. I carried this around for a few days before doing a review, and it's big. I don't know if you can see that. The hook on here is really large. I can catch on things and scratch things, and it just seems to be really shitty. And that's the only word that I can use to describe it. That being said, the form factor is nice on that, and the click is nice. I mean, I like it. It actually goes down when you turn it on. It goes to medium every time. Then you tap it, you go to low, and then you go to high. And I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, that's very similar. Here's the LD01. Now, I've had this flashlight, I want to say like 3 years, and it doesn't look like it because it's in a emergency kit that I use. So these flashlights are close to the same size. This one only goes up to 80 lumens, but it's the same thing where it comes on medium, then low, and then high. And I want to say when I bought this flashlight, I paid about $40 for the LD01. But at the time, 80 lumens in a AAA flashlight, people were like, "Oh my God, that's crazy! I can't believe you got that." Now that you get that in a much cheaper fashion these days with the LD02. Let's take a look at a couple other lights. This is a Fenix E01, and I've had a number of these. They can do the tail. They can do the tail stand, and I have these all over the place in different kits. This is a particularly flooded light. It only has one setting. These are about $15. And I really like this light. I use them all the time. But my only real issue with these is I wish they had a tail cap, or tail click. And so that's why I bought this flashlight, and yet I can't stand it up. That, and I really wanted a pocket clip, and this pocket clip seems, like I said, it's pretty shitty. So I'm thinking this flashlight might be a deal breaker for me. And then the last one I was going to compare it to is this this Fenix E05, and this flashlight I use a lot. It gets a lot of carry time. This is a very floody flashlight, and it's only about 25 lumens. The new E05s I think go up to 85 lumens, and when I say new E05s, I'm talking 2014 and later. I think I probably picked this up 2012, 2013. I've had it for a very long time, but it has the smallest form factor. If you look at that, it's starting to be close to a ½ inch shorter. It can do a tail stand, which is nice. Has a good lanyard hole that you can hook up to. It's nice and floody. And of all these lights, I mean, you can look at it. I mean, this is obviously newer, so let's just take a look at some of these other ones. The E05 is my most used and most carried, and the E01 is a strong contender. I like the LD01. I keep that, like I said, in emergency kits because it has a stronger 80 lumen output. Anyhow, that's just a quick show and tell comparison to some other flashlights. I'm going to say that I'm not really a fan of the LD02, and it's because it doesn't do a tail stand. I think that outweighs the clicker. I think this could go on in your pocket, and this pocket clip I just am not particularly thrilled with. So it's a deal breaker for me. Not happy with it. I'm going to continue to carry this flashlight as my primary AAA EDC when I want to do that. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video where I compare beam shots to all these different flashlights. I didn't want to do it on this one because I thought it would really make it a longer video. Anyhow, that's it. Thanks, everybody.